Hi everyone, I wanted to give you all an update. I am 38 weeks and 6 days pregnant and still very much pregnant. At this point in my pregnancy with both my first two children, I was in labor. So I started labor with Brody. At this point in gestation, I was induced, and then with Ryder, I started labor the same exact day, although Brody was born that night at 38 weeks and 6 days, and Ryder wasn't born until 36 hours later, which ended up being right after midnight, so technically I was 39 weeks, 1 day pregnant. I've had lots of pre-labor going on. I did hear back from my midwife, and I had the GBS test done, and I was GBS positive for the first time ever, which I am shocked at because over the last 18 months I have done a ton of gut healing. I'm gluten-free now. We take probiotics. We do apple cider vinegar. We're just a lot more aware of our gut flora, and I'm just in shock. Of all pregnancies, I would not have thought that this one I would have any issues. So, we are still having a home birth, and we did get a prescription for amoxicillin, and I was debating on, because the amoxicillin has to be in your system for 12 to 18 hours for it to even work, so we were debating on starting that and then possibly taking castor oil to make sure that I had all that in my system. But after praying about it and talking with my husband, we have agreed to try some natural remedies. We have been doing probiotics and I have been doing raw garlic as well, which is just awful. It gives me horrible heartburn. And you know, that's it. I mean, we will have to assess the situation and see how things progress, see what, happens. If my water breaks first thing, before labor even starts, we may decide to take the amoxicillin then. But if I'm like 8 hours into labor and my water's still intact and, I'm not having any signs that things are going bad as far as the group B strep goes, then we're just going to stick with our plan. So we'll just have to assess it as we go. But right now the plan is to just kind of wing it and hope and pray for the best and make any decisions that we may need to as we go. I haven't had any real contractions in about 2 days now, but I was for like 3 days there having them pretty consistently, and we ended up having to travel an hour and 45 minutes away to go to my husband's uncle's funeral. You might remember my last update, I said we were going to travel like 4 hours to see him. And he did pass away, and we did go to his funeral, and I was actually up the night before from 2 to 4 with contractions, and they were, progressing quite nicely, but then they eventually fizzled out. But we were kind of nervous, but it was funny because everyone was like, "Oh, I can't believe you traveled this far. When's your due date?" And like they knew how close my due date was, but I was just like, we have home births, and it's our third. We know what we're doing. If I go into labor, then we'll just go have the baby in the car. And they just looked at me like I was crazy. But what do you say? I mean, we thought that it was important to go to the funeral. And, I mean, it's an hour and 45 minutes away. I'm sure that we could have made it home. And if not, I mean, there was a hospital around if we needed it. Or I'm sure we could have made do with what we had to do. I mean, it happens. If it happens, it happens. But we are very much hoping that the baby comes... I'm trying to think, within the next, before I reach 40 weeks and 4 days, I think, because my mom is she just had her chemo bag taken off. She wears it like Monday through Wednesday, and she just had it taken off Wednesday, and we are just hoping that the baby comes before she has to have it put back on again. I don't want her to be really sick, and she's going to try to help with the kids and stuff, so it would just be the easiest scenario. So we are hoping that, baby comes sometime next week. Well, I mean, anytime from now until, the next Monday. Not this coming Monday in like 3 days, but before next Monday, like 10 days from now, because would just be a lot easier, you know, not having to deal with that or having her sick and stuff. So yeah, I can't really think of anything. I mean, I'm going to do another update in like a day or two, you know, if something changes. I just realized, you know, it's been a busy week with the contractions and everything, and Joe's uncle passing away, and I've been nesting like crazy, getting my house ready and for baby and stuff. So I guess that's it. I will give you a little belly shot, and then, I don't know, I guess I'll see you in a couple days and let you know anything else that has changed. I'm feeling a little bit nervous about labor. I notice that days when I actually have contractions, I find myself like being more okay with it and thinking, okay, I can do this, I can do this. But now that it's been a couple days and I haven't had any contractions, I start getting really nervous again. So I'm just trying to pray about it and just get some peace knowing that I've done this before and I can do this. And yes, it's gonna hurt, but it'll all be okay in the end, and it's totally worth it. So, all right, here is my belly for 38 weeks and 6 days. It's getting very, very big, but I don't think that my belly is as big as it was with my first two, so that's good. I'm just hoping that baby is not, you know, getting super, super big or anything. I'm hoping, at this point in pregnancy, I had both boys a week early. One was 8:15 and a half and one was 8:13. I think that this baby's a little bit smaller, maybe like 8.5 pounds right now. So, you know, that would be great if we had the baby soon. But I know that I can have a almost 9-pound baby and it'll be fine. It's just a little bit harder work, that's all. So, I'll see y'all later. Bye.